All right, y'all. We are in here. We are in here heavy, man. We are kicking game like we always do. I'm with my man Kino ReFlection, man. We are in here having a big, deep conversation, man. And it's a deep conversation, man. So you guys definitely tune back in with us. So, so what I wanted to talk to you about also is because we were talking about how we have the same, the same number, you know what I'm saying, the same, what's it called again?
I think it's
life path.
Life path number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about the number 8?
What's up?
Turn the number 8 sideways. What does that look like?
Is it start with a T? I think it's a T. Is it a T?
No, it's an infinity. It's like
yes,
infinity.
Infinity. I was gonna say Trinity. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, but
infinity,
no. But you're right. No, it is a trinity because if you split 8 down the middle, it's 2 3s.
Yes. See, so I see Trinity, and when I see that,
yeah. And but see, the thing is that and I want to talk to you about this too because in this book that I want to show you that will really help piece a lot of things together. A lot of what these conscious dudes don't tell a lot of people is numerology is a huge thing.
Oh yeah.
In spirituality.
Yes.
So now let's take the number 8. And it's really easy because see, me and you we're similar. Your birthday is on the 2nd of January. I'm a Capricorn too. And we're January Capricorns. I was born on January 8th.
Okay. Wow, yeah. I never knew that.
Yeah, we're both Capricorns. Wow. But the thing is too is that now you have to look at numerology. So, and it's gonna sound a little bit weird, but 8 sideways infinity logo, that's cool. But if you split an 8 down the middle, it's 3, and 2 3s are 6. The number 6.
That's me.
Yeah, but have you? And the number 6 is a great number, but a lot of people don't understand what the number 6 really is. I'm gonna kind of go deeper in on it. But have you understood? And I explained this further on, but a lot of people don't realize it. Have you understood why they say the devil or demons or whatever, their number is 666?
No, and no.
Well, the numbers 666 is basically 3 6s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And basically 6 is man placed on his head. That's why they say 9 is a good number because that's man placed right side up. And and this came from Egypt. A lot of this came from Egypt, but that's man in 3 planes. So man physically 6, he's on his head. Man spiritually 6, he's on his head. And man mentally 6 on his head.
Whoa.
And when you look at, and there's several clues around this that we don't understand that are real. When you look at the education system, when kids start elementary school, it's 6 grades. You start off on your head. But the key word in elementary school is element. So for the first 6 years, a lot of people don't know that we're supposed to be learning about water. We're supposed to be learning about dirt. We're supposed to be learning about air. We're supposed to be learning about, different elements, fire, different things for 6 years. And then middle school, it means middle. Now so for 6 years you learn about everything outside of your body, the ground and everything. And then middle, you're supposed to learn about your body. And when you go through middle school, a lot of people don't know that you're going through puberty. Your body is changing and it's out of control. But while your body's out of control, that's the best time to learn about your body to keep it in control. So what happens is, when you're going through puberty and stuff, for those 2 years, you're supposed to be learning about your body and how to control not drinking as much, not eating as much, and curbing your habits and things like that. And then you have what's called high school. High is the key word in high school, which you're supposed to learn about your higher self. Now you're learning about everything that's in the head. Everything below the head is the body, and you're supposed to be learning about both hemispheres of the brain, like the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere. Like a lot of people don't understand, like when you have a stroke on the left side of your brain, your whole right side of your body shut down. When you have a stroke on the right side of your brain, your whole left side of your body shut down.
Yeah.
But I'm also left-handed, so, but you know what I'm saying? They say, you know, which part of your body that you use the most, it affects it also. And then you have, after high school, you have what's called universe, which is university, which is the universe and the cosmos and stuff. So there's clues and stuff out here that people aren't picking up on. See what I'm saying?
Yo, let me tell you something. you are divine, first and foremost. You were definitely put here for a reason. Yeah. I do believe that you are here to teach. Most definitely. Like, your word, so I resonate so much with your words. Oh my gosh. First and foremost, I haven't created the video on it, but you're like, you just amped me up to make that video. Like, oh my gosh, you amped me up to make the video. It's basically going to be on nothing. They never lied about anything to us. Everything was literally put right in front of our face. Yeah. Like, we just didn't read in between the lines. Look how you just read in between the lines. You took every word that they give us, because everything is so. You just gotta read the word into its own context. Like, you really got to take the word and break the fucking word down.
Like, the game in it.
Really mean?
Yes.
What does time really mean? What does matter really mean? What does human? What does you got to re-question every fucking thing, every single fucking thing.
Yeah.
You know, and you got to see what is the intentions and motives behind why they even created this word and attached this word with these feelings and emotions and attached this word onto this thing.
But you know what's funny? You know how we were talking about, you know, we don't understand how all of these people can be fooled and swindled like that. But the thing is that, you know, like we were talking about earlier, we live in an instant society. People would rather someone think for them nowadays, man.
Oh my. You know how? Do you know in the spiritual realm that's not looked upon as a good thing at all? It's really
not, yeah. And it shouldn't be, rightfully so.
It is your responsibility. It is your responsibility, responding to your ability.
I like how you did that. Yeah.
Responsibility to keep yourself in order, in check, and readily available for divine source to be able to connect and use with and whenever. Point blank, period, plain and simple. And that's why, like, let me tell you something. I've been connecting with too many people who also has contact with extraterrestrials, what we call extraterrestrials, and these are other entities in the spiritual form who are watching us.
I like how you say that, yeah. Because I want to ask you a question, because, you know, in the Quran, you know, they have something called the jinn. Do you believe in jinns?
What is that? I'm not familiarized with it.
It's cool. Well, there's something called a jinn, and a jinn is like they kind of refer to it as like a genie, but they say that they live on like a different plane, but they interact with this plane. They're like, but they say they can get sick, they can die, all kind of things can happen, but they live to serve you, but you have to kind of serve them on this plane and stuff like that kind of thing. But there's females and there's male jinns, and they do different things.
Well, let me tell you something. This planet that we live on, is much more than physical.
Yeah,
That being said, it is more to what meets the eye. When you step outside of your house, if you have a tree or grass, first and foremost, there's many dimensions ongoing. It is not just the third dimension that is happening right now as we speak. We can only see up to the ultraviolet upon the electromagnetic ray spectrum. It goes way beyond that.
Beyond that.
Okay, that being said, there's fairies. We have fairies. We have fairies in our grass. We have fairies in our trees. We have fairies jumping out of our moon and into our moon right now as we speak. We have fairies jumping out of our sun and into our sun when the sun is shining. And we have other, other physical entities like the Bigfoot. And no, we do. We have them. They're in the 2D. They're in the second density form, and they're here to learn their lessons. We're in the third density form, and that's why. They're very highly elusive. They're very intelligent, just like we are. That's why we can never catch them or have any footage of them for people to really believe in them. But they are real. They are here, and they live in our forest, just deep in our forest. And they know where to hide. And we have other entities, and that's not. Let me tell you something, brother. This fucking planet is not only for human beings. If we thought this shit was only for us, we have this shit. We thought we had it figured out, brother. This is not. We are not the only ones here. Right now, we are not the only ones here. So for you to tell me about them speaking to another entity in another plane, yes, of fucking course I believe that, but that's not who I speak to. That's not who I talk to. I'm not saying that those people aren't real, because yes, damn sure I do believe in that. That is so, but that's just not who I connect with.
Well, shoot, I was saying, if there are UFOs and stuff like that, man, if I would think that if there are things extraterrestrials, I would think they look like me and you. They're human beings. Yeah. But they're just they're on a different, mental and physical.
They
platform.
Elevated themselves. Exactly.
And it's funny, since we're talking about like human beings and stuff. What's funny? We are like deficient by evolutionary purposes. And what I mean by that is that you see how we don't use our appendix, how we don't use our appendix no more. Our wisdom teeth, we don't use those anymore.
Oh my gosh, yo, brother, yo, let me tell you something. Can I please state this? I can't believe you said that. My wisdom tooth came out, just so you know. Both of my wisdom tooth are out. So if I open my mouth, you can see it, it looks so cool to me. I'm like, what? I always ask myself, I'm like, what am I? What are we? Why do we have teeth that's facing forward? What is that for? We're weird. We're weird. And then they tell you, oh, you got to get your wisdom tooth pulled. No, it did hurt. It hurted for a while, but
I know it had to hurt.
I bared it, and it's okay now. It's weird when I eat, because certain foods, it would get lodged there, and it's it's a weird sensation. So it's oh, I gotta floss or something. But it's our makeup is much more than we want to term human. Yeah, we're human. We're human. Bullshit. We're more than
that's
human.
The thing too, because when you ask about your wisdom teeth, all it said was, okay, we were cavemen and we needed the extra teeth to break down the raw meat. But no, it was something else. Yeah.
And why do they call it wisdom tooth?
Exactly. It was for something else, man.
There's
a lot of, but know what's funny?
It's coming back.
A lot of one thing that boggles me is that people get their appendix taken out.
Yep.
Your appendix is actually in your body, and it's not used anymore. Your appendix was a second stomach.
For real?
Yeah. Your appendix hangs off of I guess it's your large intestines. Yeah, it hangs off of your large intestines, and you don't use it anymore. So what that means is, because we're talking about nature and being out here and eating and proper nutrition and things like that.
Yeah.
your body can take in more nutrients, even if it was a second stomach. But I think it was like a part. It's a piece that the stomach is missing in your digestive system. It's just evolution has kind of breeded that out of us. You see what I'm saying? I don't know what it was, but I think at some point we had, I wouldn't say we had quote unquote powers, but I think we had the power of like levitation, or we could do different things and stuff, or we were stronger than what we are right now, or we use more brain power than what we do right now, and things like that. And I mean by like power, you know. But
I would definitely attest to that.
Yeah.
I want to say, like, today I even came home. I told my grandmother, I'm like I came home from work today. Like, right now, brother, I didn't even have a dinner. I didn't even have a lunch. Like, and I feel so full. Like, I feel good. I feel highly energized. I feel ready to run. I feel ready to do anything. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, going through this experience with going to actually experience nature every day of my life, from when I wake up, my shirt is off, I'm only in my shorts, and I'm outside, and I'm soaking up that sun, and it feels so amazing.
Because the sun gives you consciousness, yes.
Yo, the thing is, though, I used to eat. And I used to eat meat.
Okay.
But I used to eat, and I used to eat, and I used to eat, and I used to eat. Yo, I used to eat so much. Now, I don't even eat. Like, I don't even need to eat. And when I do eat, I'll probably have like a green juice. Like, it's literally, I'm probably gonna blend up some watercress, some all sorts of whatever green I want to blend up, and some fruits and stuff, and it's gonna be dope for me or whatever. Or I'm have fruits and stuff. Like, at the end of the day, I don't eat meat anymore, and I try to stick to just fruits. Like, that's the main thing I try to stick to. Brother, I don't know where all of this shit is coming from.
Well,
I really don't, because I don't have a real reason why I even transitioned my diet. To tell you the God honest truth, I don't even know why I stopped eating meat, but I did.
But I think your body at some point revitalizes itself. It has a reserve. You know what I'm saying?
You sound like my grandma.
Yeah, because, you know, when you're eating good and you're doing well, I'm gonna let you know, when you're eating good and you're doing well, your body some days is gonna naturally reward you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens all the time. Yeah, reserve always kicks in sometimes.
Definitely.
But before we get deep and spiritual and conscious on you guys, I wanna talk about a particular person that is with Nature Boy. And I believe, for the most part, just from my observation, but we're going to see how it plays out, because it's all going to play out. What we're saying is going to actually come to light, and it's all going to play out. And maybe we might do an update on it, guys. You never know. I want to talk about Yaya. And she plays a big role, I think, in Nature Boy's operation and what he got going on. And I know you know firsthand.
Putting a little spin on this shit.
Yeah, we're going to put some respect on. I know you know firsthand about this, because I guess, but you know what? How, you know, you told me how everything goes down at that whole thing. He kind of plays favorites.
Oh yeah.
He plays favorites. But I guess you know, but you know what it is too? It's information, because sometimes you have a perception of what your relationship with someone is with you.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Yeah. So. Yeah. You know, like a guy that's probably there, he's like, okay, well, this is the guy that I can talk to because he understands what's going on. He's been around for this, that, and the third. And it's the same thing with certain women there. So, to a degree, no matter how spiritual he can get, I know he's playing favorites. And Like I really, on my show, for real, before even all of this even happened, I really wanted to say, like, really, the reason why I made that show also was to kind of speak to the women there and kind of let them know their situation, man. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of poked jokes and made fun, but sometimes you gotta be humorous about serious things. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. That's how you could get people to fucking pay attention.
Yeah.
Somewhere,
Because
somehow.
I made a joke with saying, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, ladies, it's all fun and games until you go out there and then, some dude with no shirt on and a loincloth is telling you to drink some broccoli juice and you like, I don't want to drink this broccoli juice. You know what I'm saying? But no, but it's like, but it's like a lot of those ladies out there, they're getting taken advantage of because a lot of them never even been outside of their neighborhoods. They never traveled before. And here they are in what would be paradise. You can go to Florida. Florida looks like paradise. The palm trees, all that. It looks like paradise, man.
It is.
Yeah,
it is,
I mean, I'm in. Trust me, I'm in the city right now. We in DC, but the thing is, it's like when you take somebody out of their element, it's like they have no choice as ladies and women to feel rejuvenated, man. You walking outside with your breasts out and all this other stuff, and then you're open, you're vulnerable, you're naked, but it's the same way mentally and spiritually, and you want to do that, but you want to make sure you do that with the right person or with the right mindset. You want to spiritually upgrade yourself in a good position because that's how you get the most out of your spiritual experience. Because, like I said, my problem with like religion and certain, conscious people is how they find their religion or their consciousness. And a lot of them find it when they're at a low point in their life and they really kind of miss the message. In a lot of things, some of these ladies are going through breakups and heartbreaks and stuff, and they're like, damn, I need to get away, and then they end up in some shit like this, and then spirals out of control. You done disowned your family and shit, and nobody fucks with you no more, and then you're like, damn, I'm in the middle of this jungle, I don't got no money, I done gave it to this person, I want to leave, but I can't. It's like a process, and it's like, damn, but if I go back, who am I gonna go back to? But damn, I don't have a job,
Yeah.
So do you think a lot of those ladies out there are stuck?
Well, I don't know what the fuck their case is. For real, because I don't understand why they would take treatment that they take. As far as Yaya being that she's the prime focus.
Yeah, she's the glue holding everything together. I can already tell.
My contacts, my dealings with her was very limited. And when it was, I know when I spoke to Nature Boy on Extraterrestrials, he laughed, he laughed about it. And when he laughed about it, he looked over at Yaya and he was like, "What, you want to see something? What, you want to see something?" And then she was like, no. And so I knew she wanted to say something, obviously, but he was basically laughing at me, and then he was laughing at her at the same time. So, and then I saw Sync on the other side of me was clearly she was showing body gestures that she wanted to say something. So I've seen that I had a few people that was nodding into what I brought up with extraterrestrials, and so afterward, she came over to me and she was telling me how she dreams. They come to her in her dreams, and so I know she's divine. I know she had some sort of a sacred a connection with her, because they don't only come to me in my dreams, in my lucid dreams, where I don't really have contact with them in my lucid dreams. I wouldn't say they come to me in my lucid dreams. I'd say they come to me more in the physical realm. I recorded them, I literally have them on my YouTube. I showed them. I always can show them to the people, but it's up to them if they can really if they even want to believe what the fuck they're seeing, because clearly it doesn't get a lot of insight, because I actually get them on film, and people just doesn't fucking believe. I don't know. I don't fucking care neither. But at the end of the day, I know what I've seen. I know what I experienced, and she experienced them through her dreams. So that's kind of different. So I just did something about her, and you know, she would talk to me and about her dreams, you know, and then that would be it. And then like one other time when I spoke with her was, I remember she came to me in the kitchen and she was like, so you don't like potatoes? And I'm like, no, bro. Like, what the fuck? I'm not eating potatoes every day. Like, I don't know how you like potatoes every day. And you know, I didn't.
Starch.
It is. It's just nasty. It's just nasty. I didn't catch it. But what she was doing was she was relaying information over back and forth from and to Nature Boy onto me. So she was like a messenger. And I noticed once I said something, she would walk away. And then she would go somewhere and she would come back and say something. So I'm like, I put two and two together, like, this motherfucker, what the fuck? So I put two and two together, and then I walked with her ass in there to Nature Boy. Like, I'm not with that fucking, what the fuck type of little childish shit is that? Like, I'm not no pussy. I ain't no pussy, and I always walked up to Nature Boy. Like, I always fucking confronted him. Like, what? Like, I would talk.
He couldn't have you there, though. Not for too long.
Well, I guess that's why he allowed me to leave, because that's what he did. He never kicked me out. Everyone was like people are so stupid. People don't even know what the fuck happened. People don't even know how I left. I actually optionally left. I didn't get kicked out of that shit. I said, yes, I would like to leave Nature Boy. And I actually said, Nature Boy, can you buy me a ticket? He's like, actually, yeah, but he didn't buy me a ticket. He got Key to buy me the ticket. But at the end of the day, they still got me up out of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was happy.
But he knew you had to leave, though, because it's like I said, it's like you're an alpha male challenging him. But in this case, you're right. See what I'm saying?
Of course, absolutely.
And the thing about it is, though, what I really wanted to say, and you're like really confirming everything. It's like, it's like they have no supervision out there. You see what I'm saying? It's just
absolutely not.
Yeah, and the thing is that you had to go because you could have turned a whole bunch of people. You could have put him in positions where he would have to defend himself, like not just physically, but I'm just saying like logic wise. And I know the ladies took a liking to you because you never bowed to him, you never showed submissiveness to him, you never, you know what I'm saying? And at the same time, he needed you. That's why, the whole Kino, come on, he's buttering you up, and you seen through it because I'm pretty sure he's done the same thing to a lot of those ladies out there.
Yeah. Yo, let me tell you though, this nigga Nature Boy is a friggin' undercover fag hag. Like, look at all the boys he brings in there. Look at all of the boys he brings in there. Look at me. First and foremost, look at me. I'm handsome. Look at the boy before me, Amari, who's with Shenji. He looks like another one of me. Look at Amun. He's like another one of us.
But the thing is to look like he's having, because
I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but he ain't tried nothing with me though. There was none of that shit.
It's for image. It's for image. Now, and the reason why I'm gonna say this is like this. So you see people in general, like if you look on certain groups at Facebook, you'll see like a girl, right? And she's attractive and she looks really good, and she's like in these groups, like and some of these girls in these groups, they have like fans and stuff. And they do have viewers and people that they have to tend to. It's the same thing. You know what's actually funny? His cult following that's not with him in Costa Rica is actually bigger than the people that are with him in Costa Rica.
Yes. They're all like US based, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and the thing is because it's big time swindling. This is what I'm telling you. His cult following, he has to have dudes out there because I'm just saying you're a good looking guy. You understand what I'm saying?
Bless.
So when he's saying, look, you need to have your social media, you need to have all of this stuff up, you have to look at the underlying tones in that. It's like, damn, okay, I'm a good looking guy, I'm fit, I'm in shape, I'm about this nature shit and everything, and I can talk it and walk it. But at the same time, I'm like, look, what are you doing? And you see his ulterior motives at the same time. He has to put on a show that it looks like everything's all Gucci and gravy out there in the jungle and in the wild and shit. He has to. And
we was never in the fucking wild.
And but see, that's the thing. You're a face for it, though. You have to understand, man.
You're right.
Man, when something happens, the show must go on. See, you're an underdog. You're in an underdog position right now, and you have to understand how he's looking at it. He's leading an orchestra.
Yes.
See what I'm saying? When you lead an orchestra, what do? You have to turn your back to the crowd. The orchestra, the dude leading the orchestra, he's not looking at the crowd. He's too busy trying to show you, look, this nigga over here can play the tuba really well. Oh, look, this one over here with the trumpet. Oh, look. You understand what I'm saying?
I like that.
And
I like that.
And the metaphor that I'm using is the philosophy. You're not gonna short yourself with no information, even though you know he's probably a fraud to a certain degree. You're like, okay, this nigga's a fraud, but you know what? I'm gonna sit up here and learn about higher consciousness, and the people that fuck with me, they about to fuck with my side of this shit, even though I'm out here doing my thing. The people that fuck with me, they're gonna know it's real over here. And then, but the thing is that, see, he takes credit for the knowledge that you go out of your way to look for, whether he understands your knowledge or your expertise on a certain situation that he doesn't.
Yeah.
And when he talks to you or feels that he has you under his thumb, that's how he learns from you. See, let me tell you one thing that I've always learned, and I learned this from the street and just in general. A pimp never lets a hoe know that he needs her just as much as she needs him. A teacher never lets a student know that he's learning just as much from that student as much as that student is learning from him, if he actually sits there and pays attention to that student. Because a teacher cannot be a teacher unless he always have to learn the game of how he can lace different personalities. See what I'm saying? I can lace a straight female with some good game, but can I lace this lesbian over here who feels that she shouldn't listen to me, or I shouldn't be able to lace? You see how that works?
Nice.
It's always a dynamic. So, you know, when you're looking at things, you always have to look at the nature of the relationship. Just as deep and insightful how you look at the nature of man and nature.
Yep.
You know? And that's crazy, man.
Absolutely.
That is crazy.
Absolutely.
Yaya is the glue,
I just want to say, it was interesting that you just said Yaya, because I was just about to bring her ass back up. I was gonna say, you know, just to put a little bit of a twist on things. Yaya's been getting a lot of credit. I've been giving her a lot of credit. Like, she's so positive, her light. But you know, just to keep your minds open and don't narrow the mind on she's so light and positive. Just to think beyond and things of that sort. It may well be possible that Yaya may well be orchestrating or working.
I was thinking about that. Cause she can have him in a trick bag. I was thinking that because if she's been there from the beginning, there has to see.
Yes, and still there.
Yeah, and this is one thing that I say about relationships. Okay, and I want you to take this with you. People are only around you for 3 reasons.
Yes.
And ideally, when you're looking for somebody that you want to marry or be with for a long time, or just somebody that you want to date, you want 2 out of the 3. Someone's either around you for money, a sexual thing, or an emotional thing, and anything else is a subcategory of one of the 3.
I love it.
See what I'm saying?
I love it.
So there's something there for her, not just the game, because he's been repeating himself a lot, and you know what I'm saying? I know he had to run, man, because I dropped some hot ass dope on the game that I spit when I was telling about the black woman is God and explaining to her why she is God. But I did it in the sense of explaining it to the average woman out here calling herself God, but she's not as deep or into consciousness like me or you.
Yeah.
She's looking for somebody like me or you to what's called enable them to look deeper into themselves. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And one thing I noticed on the show, it was nothing but women calling up. It was nothing but women calling up to talk about some Nature Boy. Oh my God, you teach me so much about myself I didn't know, and I'm in a wheelchair, and oh my God, Nature Boy, I lost my foot, and all this other stuff. And a piece of me was like, yo, because I'm not hating. I'm not hating at all, but a lot of women just, they're on him due to the fact that he has a philosophy. Because one thing as a man, when you talk to a woman, you have to have a philosophy, but at the same time, another lever that you can set off in a woman is being pre-selected. And what I mean by pre-selected is if a woman walks into a group, into a room, and she sees a guy in the corner by himself compared to a guy with a group of women around him nodding their heads like yes, yes, she gonna go over to the group of women nodding their heads like yes, yes, because you know what does this person have? You know what I'm saying? Of course. So he's gonna swindle a lot of women, and I'm glad that it took a man to go in there and say, look, no, we're not really learning about consciousness here. He's entertaining a circus, man. And a lot of these women, they can't go home and all this other stuff. And then, you know, women see, and the reason why I really respect you, and a lot of people don't break down what respect is. Respect is admiration and fear. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. You admire somebody to the point that you fear them, and you fear them so much because you know how strong they are that you actually admire them. It go hand in hand. It's like a yin yang thing. Yeah.
I like that. I love that.
And the thing about it is, he actually admired and feared you. I'm telling you this, man. I'm telling you this. I know how the shit works, man. He actually admired you because you seek knowledge, which is what he's doing, but he's going about it in a different way because he has a reputation and things to uphold. And at the same time, see, you are carefree because you don't give a fuck and you're trying to learn. I'm just you don't give a
you sound like me, man.
Yeah, you just like me. Like no, but but it's the same thing about me. I come on the internet and I speak real brashly. People be like, oh damn, he's cursing and all this other stuff. But people that curse and stuff, they say, you know, they're really truthful and stuff in the end because they don't give a fuck. Like it's,
of course,
yeah, you're not worried about a reputation, but at the same time, you're like, listen, man, I didn't come out here to do all this foolishness. I'm trying to learn, eat good, fucking nourish myself. Yeah, you're trying to,
of course,
you're not
become my greatest version.
Exactly. You're not doing nothing wrong. But the thing is that you come into the middle of a circus and you're like, listen, I'm not trying to fuck around with these elephants and shit. I'm trying to learn. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And they're trying to up. This is why shit is gonna fall apart. Listen, man, if Yaya leaves, the shit is over. The show is over. If Yaya leaves one by one,
yo, look at how much people fucking leave every friggin' time. Man, like he never could keep people in there. Why do people leave in every friggin' minute?
Exactly. You know what somebody called him? Somebody called him a jungle pimp, and I died laughing at that term. because really, when you look up at a pimp structure, what happens is, all right. Let's jump into the street game for a little bit. Let's kick some street knowledge, because I'm really telling you, is when you look at spiritual shit and at the same time, it's really synonymous. You understand what I'm saying? Spectrum. It's like a spectrum thing. But this is the thing, because a pimp is like a extreme form of a player.
Yeah.
But what it is pimps run what's called a stable, and they have multiple stables. And what he's doing is his tribe is a stable. He has to have a stable. Yaya, and I don't mean to demote her. Like, all respect to her. She's beautiful, and she's a really great person. I'm not demoting her but I have to state what it is.
Of course.
And people get into these positions by default or just by their decisions. It happens. It's called taking responsibility. And she might grow into a better person after this whole shit falls apart. And I wish her all the success. But she's a bottom girl. She's the bottom girl.
Yes,
she's
definitely
holding the shit all together. They call them in the street a bottom bitch, just for the term. You understand what I'm saying? And you need a bottom woman because this woman keeps the stable in check. And a lot of women will stay around a guy like this because he has a main woman in check that they respect. And a lot of times these pimps will go to different cities and states and create multiple stables. You understand what I'm saying? And say if you had a house, say if he's like, okay, well, I'm going to leave this house, but Yaya's in charge of this house, right? When I leave this house, because I'm going to go start another tribe in Honduras because I have to spread this knowledge. At some point, he's going to have to expand himself. And this is how this shit going to happen if he's continuing down this path. And this is how the shit going to happen. Y'all going to have to be in control of the house. When a pimp actually left the brothel, these ladies was what's called a madame. And the madame kept every woman there in check with knowledge, with her with her expertise, sometimes even lesbianism.
You said her name is called a madame?
Yeah, a madame. Have you ever seen like these burlesque houses and stuff? Have you ever seen like a burlesque house? All right, so like a burlesque house is like it's like a whorehouse. It's like a house filled with escorts and stuff.
Okay.
And
I think I've seen it on a TV show.
Yeah, I think there's a what's the name of that show? There was a movie named Chicago. I think that was like about with like a burlesque house or whatever, or like a bunny ranch or some shit. That's like a more urban term for the shit, but burlesque house is like an old term. But they would have what's called madames and stuff because see in the pimp game, black pimps a lot of them stayed on the street, but you had a lot of white pimps, and white pimps can't stay on the street because of their race. So they had to do little shit like open up a burlesque house or stuff like that. But a lot of times they would do the same thing, but just do it on behind closed doors. See what I'm saying? And they would have like a madame. So it's just funny that somebody called them a jungle pimp because it's kind of like pimping. It's a stable. And the reason why people leave and come back is like when you out here pimping, it's cop and blow. It's chicken one day and then it's feathers the next day. You know what I'm saying? It's like you it's called cop and blow. You cop the girl, then you blow her. Sometimes she stays around and you blow her. Sometimes they stay, sometimes they don't. But that all comes with knowledge and stuff and teaching and stuff because a pimp, people think that a pimp makes a girl sell herself, but she doesn't sell herself. What a pimp does is he's like a mentor. He's like a guide. He's telling her what's gonna happen on her journey in the streets and being in these streets and what's gonna happen and how she should handle the situation. No different than the spiritual game. You're telling a woman, okay, this is what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen if you seek higher consciousness, and when you seek higher consciousness, you're gonna run into things like this. So it's no different than me saying, hey, listen, when you're reaching for your higher self, you're gonna have people around you that's gonna down you and tell you that you're not this, but you are this. And then I'm gonna give you some slick term to make you feel better about yourself and motivate yourself. It's all the same thing.
Yeah,
but in a different context, and a lot of times it's true.
Yes, of course. It's true. So that's how he's doing what he's doing and getting by.
And it's all pimping because see, you have to be able to teach and swindle your words because a pimp is a good teacher, and at the same time he's respected. So it's like, dang, you have to use your words to guide people, but. It comes to a point where you have to make a decision. Are your words going to be for the betterment or for the detrimental? Yeah. Because you either build or destroy.